Only one region in Italy has managed to establish a legally recognized, standardized training pathway for commercial divers, making its qualifications uniquely valuable across the nation and even internationally. We are exploring the significant digital, institutional, and educational transformation of commercial diving in Italy, focusing on Sicily's pivotal role in this change from 2019 to 2026. Malik, how has this seemingly niche area become so central to Italy's national framework for workplace safety?
Well, Chloe, this isn't just about a niche, it's a profound shift in how commercial divers are trained and certified. The story unfolds from 2019, marking the completion of a complex transition. Our understanding comes from a vast database of 522 newspaper articles, publications, parliamentary acts and press releases, all collected between 2020 and 2026 and freely accessible on the CEDIFOP portal. These sources include official documents from the Regional Department of Family, Social Policies and Labour of the Sicilian region, along with parliamentary reports and extensive coverage from national and local media like ANSA, Il Sole, 24 Ore and La Repubblica. They highlight Sicily's unique standardized vocational training model and, crucially, the distinction between accredited and unregulated courses.
That's a substantial body of evidence. So, at the heart of this, we have the concept of standardized training. Could you elaborate on what that means, particularly when contrasted with non-standardized training in the context of Italian law?
Certainly. To grasp the significance of Sicily's Regional Law 07/2016 and Presidential Decree 31/2018, we must remember that vocational training in Italy is an exclusive competence of the regions. This means each region can set its own rules. In Sicily, these laws created what's known as standardized training. This refers to officially regulated and recognized training pathways, ensuring inclusion in an official telematic registry and implementing international IDSA or IMCA standards.
And in other regions, this isn't the case.
Precisely. In regions without similar specific framework laws, training remains non-standardized. These are private, corporate, or free courses not tied to a regional public standard. This leads to a fragmentation of qualifications and protections, meaning a diver might have a certificate, but it lacks the public value or broader recognition of a Sicilian diploma. In essence, diplomas issued in Sicily through accredited institutions like CEDIFOP are the only ones with public value, formally attesting to skills and enabling entry into an official public telematic registry.
So Sicily's legislation effectively created the only publicly recognized pathway in Italy for commercial divers. That's a powerful claim. Does the data from the telematic registry itself back this up?
It absolutely does. An examination of the official list of commercial divers, published by the Regional Department of Labour and updated to February 24, 2026, factually demonstrates this primacy. We see enrollees coming from all 20 regions of Italy, with significant numbers from Liguria, Tuscany, Campania, and Veneto, among others. Furthermore, there are divers from several other European and non-EU countries.
That geographical spread is telling, but what about industrial recognition? Are companies actively seeking out divers from this registry?
Yes, they are. Operators from all over Italy choose to qualify in Sicily specifically to obtain the only bilingual telematic ID card in Italy, which is issued by a public administration. For companies operating in complex and infrastructure work sites, this specific registration is often a requirement. It ensures they can irreproachably comply with the safety obligations provided for by Legislative Decree 81/2008, which governs workplace health and safety.
It sounds like a crucial benchmark for safety and compliance. You mentioned that 2019 marked a digital turning point. Could you walk us through the timeline of how this system evolved and what challenges it faced?
Of course. If the preceding years involved extensive critical analysis and institutional dialogue, 2019 was the year of digital and administrative realization. The financial press and sector news widely covered the entry into service of the telematic registry of commercial divers, managed by the Sicilian region's Department of Labor. This event immediately highlighted the effectiveness of the standardized training concept. While elsewhere in Italy, diver training remained fragmented, Sicily equipped itself with an official, law-recognized pathway featuring transparent standards and public examinations.
And then the world was hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. How did this new digital system cope with such an unprecedented crisis?
During 2020, even amidst the pandemic, the press review showcased CEDIFOP's remarkable adaptability. The institution ensured continuity of practical and theoretical teaching by implementing strict health protocols, including shift rotations and rigorous sanitization of airlines and Kirby Morgan helmets. This demonstrated the robustness of the new system, even under extreme pressure.
That's impressive resilience. Following the pandemic, did this focus on safety and standardized training gain even more traction?
Absolutely. Between 2021 and 2022, with the start of PNRR works for port and water modernization, workplace safety in underwater work sites became a topic of national importance. The 522 archive articles and reports from various parliamentary commissions extensively document the work of CEDIFOP, illustrating the operational results of Sicilian standardized training and underscoring its relevance.
So we have Sicily leading the way with a comprehensive, legally robust system, and then national attention turning to the issue. Is there now a move towards a national regulatory framework for the entire sector? And how would that interact with Sicily's regional autonomy?
That's a critical point. Recent national political discussion is indeed moving towards introducing a state regulatory framework. However, it's vital to emphasize that national law on underwater safety does not conflict with regional autonomy. As we discussed, vocational training competence constitutionally belongs to the regions. The state law aims to define general safety guidelines in workplaces, leaving the value of Sicily's standardized training uncompromised. In fact, it's intended to integrate it.
So, rather than superseding the Sicilian model, a national framework would essentially build upon its successes?
Precisely. The hope for coming years, given state legislation is still in its initial application steps, is that the entire national territory can take Sicily's educational experience as a model, integrating the state safety framework with the solid structure of standardized training and the telematic registry developed in Sicily thanks to CEDIFOP's commitment represents the master path to guarantee high qualifications and maximum protection for all sea workers in Italy.
It's a powerful example of how regional innovation can set a national standard, particularly in a complex and high-risk field like commercial diving. If you found this discussion insightful, share this episode with someone curious about how robust regulatory frameworks protect workers.